What's up? It's time for the penultimate episode of Girls Band Cry. Next week we are finishing off the series. At least the season. It may be the series depending on if they are actually going to continue this. So I'm really excited to watch this episode and to watch next episode and to like wrap this show up. It was so quick. Like it flew by. 13 episodes is not a lot of episodes, but also this show like really made good use of it, such that I was really drawn into it, that by the time now I'm like fully adjusted to the show. Like I feel like I've only, dipped my toe in and now it's already ending, so this is crazy. But last episode I would say was one of the best episodes in terms of like spectacle, in terms of animation and music and stuff like that. It really hit those, it had less like powerful character work, but it made up for it in the other things that it provided in the episode. So I really like it because this show feels like it has a little bit of everything sort of sprinkled around the show at different points. And so it just makes it so that, whenever I sit down for an episode, I pretty much know I'm going to enjoy it for one reason or another. I like all these aspects of the show. It's all great. So we're going to jump into this episode. But as I said, since next week is the last episode of Girls Band Cry, that means it should be on my Patreon account right now. You should be able to, if you're watching this on YouTube, go to my Patreon account, and the full-length version of the episode of my reaction is on my Patreon account right now. So make sure to go check that out, but also make sure to support this video as best you can. I've really enjoyed watching this show, and let's try to go out with a bang. So yeah, make sure to support the channel, go to my Patreon account, and check out some other videos on this channel, on my Gent Waters One Piece channel. If you like my vibe, and if you liked this series, please try to support some of the other series on my channel, or some of the other videos that you might find enjoyable, so that hopefully, I can continue doing YouTube, and I can come back and continue doing this if they ever get a season 2. It's possible, and I'm not going to make a promise, but it's possible I also do reactions to other Girls Band Cry related media and stuff. Sometimes I do end up doing a little bit of that, but I don't know yet. But once I'm finished this show, if you have suggestions for me, again, no promises, but feel free to let me know. And if I have time and space in my schedule, and if it's something that I feel like would be a right fit for the channel, I'll do it. But yeah, anyway, let's jump into this. This is episode 12 of Girls Band Cry. I really love their outfits. You can barely see her nose. And the skies turn dark once more. Stop staring at the water bottle so much. Oh, cool. Damn. Awesome. And I can spend it? That's cute. Aww. Oh my god, Subaru. Said price negotiable, cool. She's got a finger on the pulse of the media. They did something super surprising. Yeah, I mean, you guys got a win out of this. Oh my god, those were hard. It wasn't a lot of the time when you do that kind of hit, it's like a little light one. Aww. She's being your friend. Take it. Don't worry, I drink all the time. Aww. These two are so adorable. No one's there. Oh. You didn't realize that they weren't there yet? It's, I mean, you transition to like adulthood really quickly. There's a lot you had to learn. Yippee! Tomo comes in and immediately complains about something. These two drunks. There's so much bickering. It's like great. Oh my god, that crack. Whoa, look at Tomo's glasses. Nakata-san. And Nakano. Whoa! Tano, Tanaka, Nakano, Nakata. It's a little confusing. Wait, so this is your first time seeing the lyrics and you're gonna sing it right away? Or maybe you already knew the lyrics, but this is your first time seeing the title, maybe? Okay. Okay, this is a songwriting session. This is fun. Looking at that guitar. One day she'll be playing guitar at the front while singing. Do the engineers have any say in this? Seems like it was a legit collaborative process that they were doing for the songwriting though, which is nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Same with videos. Aww, so cute. Huh? They did what? Did they like invite you to open for them or something? What happened? Oh? Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, go up against him. Whoa! That would be huge. Well, they have a fan base already. Like a huge one. Yeah. I don't think you could win this no matter how well you do. Yeah. It's decided before it even starts. Hina might not. The other members might feel weird about it. Oh, she's still in for it. Okay, and oh no, it's 3v2. It's a mature decision, but for the show, I want them to do it. That's a good question. I mean, she's here for a reason. Yeah. Maybe, yeah. It's not easy being in any sort of artistic field. It's fun to see their writing process. That's legit feedback. That's a mature criticism. That's really good, Nina. Well, yeah, you're already voting for it, though. Who you need to convince is one of the people who said no. Yeah.
決めるべきです。今
Oh.
のダイヤモンドダストと一番縁
That's
が深い
true.
のは桃香さんなんですから、それでいいですよね。どうされますか？
Our emotionally intelligent queen, Rupa.
神様にお願いしに来たってわけね。
Yeah, might as well get all the help you can get.
桃香さん柄じゃないって私が言ってたから。
そうですか。でも今は神様でも何でも
Yeah,
味方
exactly.
にしない
That's exactly what I
本
said.
当にいたらね。最近曲がうまく作れなくて。
嘘。私たちに嘘をついてほしくありません。
I love grumpy Nina.
不安が蘇るんだ。また失ってしまうんじゃないか。
Yeah.
知ってました。
That's good
桃香
that
さんが苦しん
she
で
fully opened up.
信じてます。この感覚を、歌を。
Aww.
だからこの5人で私ロックの神様だと思うん
The
ですよ
god
ね
of rock. That's great.
いるといいな。
Oh,
もし私はダイダストのライブで勝てますように。
that would be pretty awesome.
桃香さん。
なんだ？
Don't say it out loud. Aw, that's so
という
cute.
感じだけど、曲に対して好き嫌いを言うことはしないようにしてるんだけど、
Hmm?
はい。
でもお世辞抜きで今の形が僕は好きだな。
Thanks, man.
やりたい。ずっと見てきたあなたたちが飾らずに表現できてる。
Awesome.
本当ですか？
What a cool guy.
だからこの仕事受けてよかったって思ってるよ。僕は。
Aww.
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
I think this is Nakata. Yeah.
三浦も好きです。曲が売れると信じてい
It's
ます
so nice that everyone's just turning around and going, by the way, your song's awesome.
ありがとうございました。ありされるには早すぎます。まだまだこれからで
This
す。
is awesome.
では、
They're setting up for a good finale. Everyone's always so cold in this episode.
お願いします。
Mm-hmm. 103, yeah.
なんだこれ。
Yeah. I know that feeling. Okay, well, that was a great episode and a great setup to whatever the final episode of this season is gonna be. And yeah, I really liked the stuff that they did in this episode. I think it I think it touched on a theme which I think is really prevalent in again any sort of creative field. When you are creating something, like the popularity that you get from it is very often does not line up with the work you put into it or the meaning you put into it or the care you had for it. Sometimes it does, but that's actually pretty rare. A lot of the time, it will either be like how accessible it is, whatever it is, or it will just be like luck, essentially, you know, whatever just happens to land in the eyes of people, in the ears of people, in the hearts of people, that's what's going to be there, you know. And so I'm saying this from the perspective of like I'm saying this from the perspective of a creator in several different ways, but I think my most prevalent one, and the one that you're watching right now, is me making YouTube videos, right? And YouTube videos, I've done several different types of channels, and you know, this content is like my latest and my favorite type of content that I have ever done, just because it's fun for me. It's kind of most of my passion, and people that watch it, you know, tend to like it. People tend to like what I have to say about shows. They like the way that I analyze it generally, you know. So, but it is certainly true that, like, the amount of effort put in doesn't necessarily line up with how popular it is. In fact, like, a lot of the time when I put more effort into something, it doesn't tend to do as well as something that I put less effort into, right? So as some examples, like direct examples on this channel, and I'm not bitter about this because this is how it is and I understand it and I get why it happens. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop putting effort into things. It just means, you know, like the things I put effort into, the people that do watch it, they're really going to enjoy it. But, you know, like if I'm going to use some actual examples, I think the biggest example is on my One Piece channel, Jen Watches One Piece. I do, you know, reaction videos to One Piece, right? But I also sometimes do some extra little bonus content. On April Fool's Day, I posted a video where it was just it looks like a regular reaction video, except in the audio of the episode, in the audio of the One Piece episode, I replaced all of the audio with me dubbing it. So I dubbed every single character in the episode. And I basically re-edited the entire episode. This project took me like weeks, right? It took me a long time to go through, because I didn't have to, it wasn't just about recording all the voices, which does take a long time for a 24-minute episode or whatever, to re-record every single voice in the episode by myself. That takes a long time on its own, but it wasn't just that. I also had to re-edit it because I couldn't have like some of the music in, or I couldn't have it be super silent. So I had to edit in some sound effects. I had to find what music is playing in each scene of One Piece and like go and get that music and put that in the background of my scene. And also, when they play a song in the background of a show a lot of the time as the soundtrack, they tend to, especially in shows like One Piece where it's like we're using the same songs often, they don't just like put the 3-minute song just behind the scene. They'll put like a minute of the song and then they'll cut it to a different minute of the song or a different 30 seconds, and they'll fade in a different song. Like they do a bunch of different shit to make it sort of change up and to make it match the pace of the scene. They edit the music in the background. Thing is, I had to find out where those edit points were and re-edit them so that they like line up with those points. So it's like, oh, at this point the song is not lining up with the song that I have. Oh, that's because they edited out a bit of the song. So I had to find the bit that they edited out to, and I had to change it myself and like fade it to the new part of the song myself. It took a lot of fucking work, and I posted it, and I think it got like kind of a little below average views, you know, like it got a few less than my videos normally get. And it was like, you know, it's the most I've worked at on a video on that channel for sure, and maybe on this channel as well. And it really did not get many views at all. And that's, you know, that's fine. I didn't expect it to. I knew going into it that it wouldn't get that many, because people are on the channel for the One Piece reactions. They're not necessarily in it for me making jokes about the One Piece reactions. But, you know, the people that did watch it said it was very funny, it was really great, it was a great idea, and people really appreciated it. This is a big thing, right? You have in creativity, in creative fields, you often have the passion projects and you have the projects for the greater audience. And some people see that as a bad thing. And I mean, it sucks, but it is the way it works, and you can get some great stuff out of that. Like, I think, who is it? Is it Scorsese that has the sort of like, the like one for them, one for me type idea, or two for them, one for me or something, where it's like, I will make a movie that's going to sell well, and then I'm going to make a movie that I really want to make, and then a movie that's going to sell well, and then a movie that I really want to make, and goes back and forth like that. So it's like, I'm going to keep making you money, and people who, you know, like the greater masses are going to get, you know, these movies that like they expect me to make, but then I'm also going to have a creative outlet for what I want to do, and going back and forth between that is sort of an important thing. But this is the difficulty of like creative fields, is like they were saying in this episode in the train, like, hey, we're putting a lot of effort into this, and I know you're excited it's gonna reach people, but it might not reach as many people as you think. And she just goes like, it'll be fine, it'll be great, you know. But that's the thing, like, you don't know, you have no idea what's going to, like, the most popular video on this channel right now, on this channel is my reaction to the movie RRR, which is like the sort of Indian Telugu film that, like, it was a huge movie, sure, right? But I didn't think it was going to be that huge. But it's because obviously there was a huge Indian audience that was really excited to see a sort of like masterclass from their their culture, from their version of Hollywood, that come out to a greater audience and see how people are reacting to that. So there was a massive audience for that on YouTube that just like collided with my videos, right? And that video did take me quite a while to do, because that was a 3-hour movie or whatever, and I had to re-edit that like 10 times. So that video, it was like a lot of effort put into it, and it paid off, right? But then the second most viewed video is a Honkai Star Rail video. That is not, because MiHoYo, you don't need to edit your Honkai or Genshin or whatever reaction videos, because they're okay with them, because they, you know, for them it's like people are advertising their game, like they're completely fine with it. So so that video is pretty much unedited. It's just me reacting to some Honkai videos, and I recorded it and then I put it up, and that was kind of it, you know. But it got the second most views on the channel, so you can see sort of how you know, it will vary wildly, but generally, you know, it's just about what will fall into people's laps. But musicians have this problem a lot, where, you know, musicians will have a song that gets very popular, but it's like one of their least favorite of their songs, and they get annoyed that they have to play it now at every single concert, because it's like, I don't even like this song, and now everyone's always like associates me with this song, you know. And a lot of the time it also won't match up with what sort of music they tend to make. Like, you know, you look at something like Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran has a billion hits, but, you know, like Shape of You is one of his biggest hits, right? It doesn't sound anything like his other music, really. It's like a sort of very simplified club song. In fact, he wrote it, I think, for Rihanna. He thought he was going to give it to Rihanna, and then at some point, I think he said some of his lyrics didn't feel like, the lyrics that he was writing didn't feel like Rihanna songs, and so he didn't know what to do with it, so he was just like, I'll keep it, fuck it. And then he kept it, and it became incredibly popular. But yeah, like, that's not what I think of when I think of like Ed Sheeran music. I say this as someone who, I really like Ed Sheeran. So, but you know, it happens. It goes up and down. But I like that this episode and this show is sort of touching on that now. I can't wait to see next episode sort of how Nina comes to terms with that, because she is still pretty naive when it comes to this stuff. And I wonder if this is going to change, because I've said, like, I think in previous videos I've agreed with what Momoka said, which is Nina's a bit of a toxic fan, and I think she still doesn't fully understand, like, the music industry isn't just about passion. Of course passion is still a big part of it, and of course, like, we love when musicians are incredibly passionate about it, and you don't need to be devoid of passion. I don't like the nihilistic, I don't know if that's the right word, but, you know, the sort of pessimistic take of, like, oh, all creative industries have been so commercialized that there's no passion allowed in these industries anymore. There's no passion, like, that comes through. I think that's wrong. I think there is a lot of passion in these creative industries, but there is also a lot of commercialization. And the people who are really successful tend to find a beautiful balance between them. But it's really fucking hard to do, you know? So yeah, I think, like, that Nina might be learning that lesson, but it's hard to know, like, exactly where this show's going to go in that direction, you know? Are they going to lean more into the, okay, we have to make some compromises direction, but even if we make these compromises, we're still us? That's what I think is the important thing about creative fields. But maybe maybe not. Maybe it will actually go in the direction of, you know, we are going to say fuck you to any sort of commercial thing and continue to be us, and that will still work. I don't know. I have no idea. But regardless, I really like it. I can't wait for next episode to see them going against Diamond Dust. I think that's probably the next episode's going to be. And I don't know how they're going to wrap up the season. I have no idea. It actually, like, the events feel like it's, you know, there's one episode left of events, but I feel like it feels like there's like 3 or 4 episodes at least left of themes to cover that they've sort of like left themes open-ended. So I wonder, like, it feels like you'd need another season to cover the themes properly, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. You can get next week's episode, the final episode of the season, on there right now. Go check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.